Welcome to the San Francisco Chamber of Commerce CityBeat Breakfast. This time in our city's history actually reminds me of another time in our history, the 1906 earthquake and fire. Only 9 years after the earthquake and fire, San Francisco hosted one of the most successful and opulent World's Fairs ever, the 1915 Panama Pacific International Exposition. On April 28, 1910, the Chamber of Commerce in the Merchants Exchange building held their annual meeting, much like ours today. They felt compelled to get the city back on its feet, to change the narrative, to showcase to the world that San Francisco was back as a global power of innovation, collaboration, and trade. At that very meeting, they raised over $4 million in just 2 hours. That's over, in today's dollars, that's over $120 million. The fair was a success. It delivered the message that San Francisco not only had survived the disaster, but it had triumphantly risen from the ashes. The spectacle of the Panama Pacific International Exposition showcased innovations in architecture and design. And today, we see the Transamerica building alongside Salesforce Tower. They celebrated the engineering feats of the building of the Panama Canal, and today, we're met by engineering challenges to curb against sea level rise along our shorelines. Some newfangled, astonishing automobiles were showcased at the World's Fair at the Vanderbilt Cup, an actual racetrack around the fairgrounds. And today, we have cars that are self-piloted around San Francisco. Innovations around agriculture and horticulture were the talk of the exhibit. And today, cannabis, the newly legalized California crop, is helping bring equality along with it. Perhaps the most popular exhibit at the fair was the Fountain of Energy. And today, San Francisco and our region are global champions in solar and hydrogen power. But that wasn't all. The exposition emphasized the importance of elevating women and challenged traditional gender roles. It highlighted the importance of Native Americans and the indigenous people, and featured culinary delights from around the world. All attributes of a modern-day San Francisco. Unfortunately, the results of our annual poll, which we'll share later today, tell us that we have a lot of work to do, as residents are more pessimistic than ever about San Francisco. There's no doubt that we have challenging times ahead, but I'm confident that San Francisco will rise. I'm convinced that a heavy dose of perseverance is found in the DNA of all of us who choose to live and work in San Francisco. And so each time we pick ourselves up and dust ourselves off, we remain unsatisfied with what we had before. We all know we can do better. We use these challenges and opportunities to achieve new heights. While we salute the long ago chamber leaders in their coats and tails who planned that exposition in 1915, we will hope you'll join us today, chamber businesses and civic leaders, as we reimagine the city's vast opportunities and engineer a path towards the city's limitless future. Thank you very much for joining us today. We will need all of your help to come back together to build back stronger and even better than before.